welcome to our lunar eclipse in Taurus messages. I hope you're all doing well and taking care of yourselves because we know it's eclipse season. It's eclipse, lunar eclipse. It's like the full moon on steroids, right? And it's eclipsing from our lives what is not for our greater good, what doesn't serve us as we go to our next level, as well as it's going to bring things into our life. You know that saying, when one door closes, 15 more open. And then I'm gonna do some meditation, and then we're going to expand off of the visions and share some channeled messages, and of course expand off that. Now, I was out meditating for the 11/11 portal day, and I've been doing a lot of work grounding and feeling called to ground with the earth and connect my electromagnetic field to hers and charge with the earth. And it actually does, oh guys, gotta take care of the plant. It actually does help to heal our organs. And I've been working on healing my internal organs because I faced the death template for a fourth time in order to have this expansion. Guys, I know we're always having a reading because the element of air always acts up. So, and I'm so happy that we're healing from this hack. And a lot of it has to do with the work we're doing with the priestess. We're learning to respond and not to react. And it's through, it's through having our own backs. It's through living our own truths. It's like when fear is still running your life and in charge of your life, and you're not in charge of your life, because much is out of our control, but we're always in charge. So when, fear is still in charge of your life, you still feel anxious, you still feel depressed, there's a lack of trust there. There's a lack of trust with the universe, with yourself, with others, within, without and within, guys. I felt called to say it. Okay, so, but when you start healing and you start practicing the art of self-love and you start healing from trauma and you start facing your fears and you have your own back, you're in charge. You become in charge. So it's like, okay, you know that fear is a signal. It's there to show you something, but you know you're in charge and you have your own back, and and you're able at this point now to respond and not react, and you know that you can deal with the situations, you can transmute them, and you've done work here. You have experience and work with this underneath your belt. It's like we're learning how to master ourselves. We're learning how to master these situations, and then before you know it, where you used to feel fear and anxiety and depression and a lack of control because you're not in charge, sailing your own ship, all of a sudden you don't feel that way anymore. You feel peace, you feel love, And it's through a surrender. It's through a surrender through what happens that we're not in control of, the situations we're not in control of, but knowing we're in charge of our energy and shape-shifting and creating anew. And from the experience, okay, we surrender to the fact we've had the experience. What did the experience teach us? Good and bad, dark and light, yin and yang. Okay, now we're not going to anchor it in and just say, oh, this is what it is. It goes back to meditation. When you're meditating, you're supposed to observe your thoughts and not put labels on them. We're still going to understand what they are, but we're not going to put labels on it and define it and make it definitive as this is what it is. And this allows us a deeper level of trust. And this trust allows us to be in another level of being in charge of what we are creating here, and in charge of our energy, and in charge of the fact that we can be higher vibe in the lower vibes, with the lower vibes, and be up here and create a new, well, this situation's over here, but we can be up here. And yeah, we can feel peace in fear. Because we've restored through the center point. We've healed with the center. We're not just yo-yoing back and forth. We found balance. And we know that we can create anew. We know that we're in charge. At the end of the day, we are in charge. And even if we have an experience that is out of our control, we are still in charge of how we're going to use this experience in order to create with moving forward. We've built a new level of trust. And guys, this is about building a new level of trust. And this is elevated. This isn't like, oh, I have my back and I don't have anyone else's. This is not narcissism. That's not this. Okay, so we're not going to twist it. This is elevated. This is, healing with our solar plexus and understanding that we've restored our sense of personal power. And much of it is through everyday habitual patterns. Patterns of self-care. Patterns of self-care with body, mind, soul, masculine, feminine, child. And we will expand from the heavens to the earth through us. Or from the earth to the heavens through us. We work on different parts of the equation in order to create the whole and have different experiences. And we get comfortable in, the old, in what we've experienced. We find comfort there. So we seek discomfort in order to create anew, but it doesn't mean that we still know when a situation isn't for our greater good. See, we're multidimensional. We understand these things. It's not just this and that. It's this, that. And now I'm going to pull this in here and I'm going to create with this. But whoa, I know, I've been there. I've been down this road. It's not for my greater good. And I understand this. And guys, this is where we're at. And this is allowing us to shift and embrace everything. And these two cards were found right before I sat down to share this message. Alright guys, so I was getting ready for today's reading and prepping for the next one because I was called to. And I noticed that there were some cards down here and they're part of our activation message. The candle fell over and I noticed that there were these cards, but I wanted to grab the camera so you guys could check it out with me. Now, I am excited to see. Okay, let's get this one first because I'm feeling called to. Yep, we're shifting with the eclipse. And that's working with our chakras. We know we've been doing all this work with our light body. All right, let's get this one. Oh, and there it is. We are releasing to embrace. We're working with the all. And we are actually working with our chakras. You can see it, okay? This is working with the Earth Star. And connection to the Black Sun. And here we're working with the Central Sun. And this is the middle world, right? So we have the lower world, the upper world, the middle world. We're expanding through it because we've worked with our chakras, our light body, and we're shifting and we're having a third eye activation. And we're going to see what this is connected to right now. And I'm being called to use these cards down here. These ones. So let's find out what the activation is. Now, I do want to activate off that, but before I do, I just want to share this vision, right? So when I was outside meditating for the 11/11 portal day, and I must say that first quarter moon in Aquarius was spectacular, and she was there all day and the night, working with a planet that I need to do some research to find out which one, guys, but I've been so busy with this expansion with you guys, I just haven't had time. And I mean, most of the time I don't have time. Sometimes it's really a miracle that I get here, but that's how I believe in the divine with you guys. It's because it's like, when I watch this all come together, I'm like, whoa, thank goodness, the divine had our backs. The universe had our backs. The elements had our backs. You know, the light, working with the light in the dark is hard. But we're honoring this today. We're honoring this today, the beauty of the connection, the beauty of the alignment, the beauty of the shape-shifting in order to create a new. So this vision, I'm sitting there and I was within the Earth's core and I felt the energy and the rays of the sun, and literally it went within my cranium. And I was plucked from the earth. And I was plucked from the earth so gracefully and beautifully. And I could see my exoskeleton. It didn't look like this. I saw my exoskeleton, my cranium lit with the energy of the sun, and literally just so beautifully and so gracefully and so eloquently being lifted out of the soil. And there's our elevation, guys. Now, what happened after that was I went within after I saw my cranium lit with the element of fire with the sun, working with the Father. After I saw this, I began spinning counterclockwise. And it wasn't fast. It didn't feel like at the speed of light to myself personally. And I was thinking, whoa, this isn't fast. It felt very healing. It felt like I was going at such a beautiful place. I felt euphoria. I felt healing. And then at the same time, I start feeling myself spinning clockwise. So I was spinning counterclockwise and clockwise at the same time. And I felt the euphoria. I felt the healing. I felt bliss. This has to do with our elevation. And we're going to find out what this means. So let's start off here. Let's start off with what this activation is all about. I haven't used these cards in some time, guys. And I find it very fitting that we have, you know, these circular cards here. If I can get them open. And it's lunar eclipse time. What the heck? It's because two cards were stuck. Guys, two cards were stuck. This card and this card. So let's see what they are. I'm excited to see. Wow, the Two of Wands, the Two of Staffs, and the Two of Swords. So look, we've restored balance with the Father and the Son. So we're going to act on peace and manifest with peace. And this is where we've restored connection between our thoughts and our force. Our thoughts and our action. Okay, guys. I don't even remember how to shuffle these cards. They haven't been used very often. And this is connected to the Page of Pentacles. Guys, I did look up that card and I wasn't sure if it was the Knight or the Page because it was the helmet of what looked like a knight. But it is the Page of Pentacles, and the message from the Page of Pentacles. He walks across a cobblestone path, carrying 2 bags in each hand. He is cloaked and hunched, focused on the task. Let me slow down here. Hold on. focused on the task at hand. Meaning, you're harnessing your talents. Be observant. The journey has just begun. Guys, the journey has just begun. We need to be observant. We're shifting through the earth. This has to do with working with Capricorn and Taurus, and remembering that Venus entered Capricorn and is part of this expansion through the earth with this lunar eclipse in Taurus. All right. It's the devil, of course. And the devil was within our activation cards here that we were going to share within a moment. But I pulled out. No, I did. I kept it. I was like, did I pull it out? All right, guys. We're going to expand off this.